Well, hello everyone. Here to show you right here is this source of characters accounts activity right here, and you see right here to talk about for designs for sale. And these are some drawing designs I went ahead and made right here. Are talking about doing these different characters, and like with you say like relate to like the Mickey Mouse family, and that's really what I want to mainly talk about right here. Is I can remember that my parents had an old VCR, some old cassette tapes with some of the Disney characters, with the Disney the Disney cartoon characters that were recorded on film, and the episodes, if you want to call it. And but you have right here are some drawings right here that I went and worked in using Illustrator, and I used Photoshop to draw in the examples right here. But let's just say that this was right here was supposed to be an example. I was also thinking about it. This was supposed to be an example right here of a lamp. Of like if this was right here was maybe somebody like me laying in bed, and maybe like a night light, and you would have like about how many of us will maybe think that, that your parents, that took a picture of you while you were resting, any source of special attention that you would be able to get on your birthday. But this actually talks about right here of like, especially on my birthday, that what do we think, what do I think about these, Disney characters, especially whenever my birthday comes, for 2018, and knowing that with this activity is basically about designing your own characters. And this is kind of like what I did right here with the Mickey Mouse family right here. And you have right here's example right here, maybe like a Minnie Mouse, and you have right here's from Mickey Mouse. So you got a few of these other, it's like I don't know if you want to call them the Three Musketeers, but you heard of those sorts of Disney characters, but these characters right here were like mouse characters that I went and designed right here, and as well as this right here, like say a character related to Mickey Mouse, but let's just say if this was the cousin of Mickey Mouse, and maybe at a few of the other family members, if we've heard of Goofy, and if we've heard of all the other Disney characters, but still though that. I mainly wanted to talk about is to where that if anybody will want to where that like on the activity book, that if you were to be looking at some of these paintings right here, and just like say take the green marker right here, and then you would see a little picture to where that it would show like a Disney character like laying in bed right there, and then you would have right here is like the yellow characters right here. And I'll tell anybody here that I don't have these designs yet available for it's like I don't even have them up yet for sale. So if anybody wanted to where that where can you find these designs? Right now I'm just displaying them, but for anything for practice reasons, it's like got right there's for sale right there. But I'll tell you one thing though, that anything that I'm working on, if anybody were to ask, is that, that if somebody were to want to word it, how much do you want for that design? And, are you going to necessarily tell them that it's not for sale, or are you just going to tell them that, exactly about how much you want for it? But right now, this is, actually, like a creative activity that I put together right here of showing, these mouse characters right here. And so let's just say that that the idea I was thinking about when I was putting this together was mainly about that you want to go ahead and maybe draw a picture of like a little mouse character laying in bed, maybe if they were resting. And how many of us would maybe want to where that you want anybody taking a picture of you while you were sleeping, while you're in bed, maybe if you're dreaming about something, or maybe if it's anything about something that you want to have, especially on your birthday. And so it's like that, that like a little night light, or like a blanket that changes colors or anything like that. But still though that but basically with this activity, I guess we say was what got me into doing creative art, is to where that I wanted to impress a lot of people with what I do. As for like a designer, that you've been you have read children's books, and you have watched the cartoons and the movies, and you were always wondering to where if you could ever design your own character to where people are going to like it. And I like to say that if it's very similar to the Mickey Mouse family. So let's just say if Mickey Mouse does have maybe a son, a son or cousin, or maybe an in-law or somebody that, a few of the other Mickey Mouse, characters that would have somebody related in particular, any particular reason like that you would want to design a particular Disney character. And so that's just the thing, that whenever reading through books, that sometimes with those activity books, that they would give you that capability to where you would see that capability. If you could design your own character, what do you think they would look like? And to draw the mouth, and then the ears, and then the facial look of the character. But how many of us will maybe think that, especially stickers, that you see stickers a lot of times in those activity books, that you would use the stickers, and I know with some of those activity books I remember getting when I was a kid, that would come up with like puzzles, and then there would be stickers included. But if there were markers and crayons, if anybody wanted to wear that with me, though, that I can remember that every once in a while I would use the stickers, but I, drawing that, allowed my mind to picture in my mind to where that, this is exactly, whenever you use your creative mind just to be able to draw in the details, like the face of Mickey Mouse, or if it's like the Mickey Mouse family right here. If anybody wanted to wear that, right there, I'm like, that looks like, the great uncle of Mickey Mouse or somebody. I'm like, that drawing the details right there of Mickey Mouse. But still, though, like any source of activity book, I can remember that back in the early of 1988, that I can remember seeing a lot of those tape collections in this box in storage, and I was telling my mom about that Mama, I was wondering what was on those Disney tapes, because I remember having them, but I can remember that the VCR wound up breaking, and then I can remember that to where that always want to know about what was on those tapes, but still, if anybody can remember Disney movies from back in the early 80s, if you don't have, maybe if you still have some of the old tapes somewhere, and, with those old tapes, and just thinking as to with those old tapes, that if you just don't have the player for them. But still, I can remember those old tapes, and I guess you could still get them whenever you stream, on Amazon. If you got an Amazon Prime account, you would be able to stream videos and movies. But anyway, trying to get the green to work here. Yeah, it's working a little bit, but anyway, but you got right there is these different characters right here, and and I tell you by here that designing a character like this, especially freehand drawing and then doing the editing on the computer, and I tell anybody that reading the stories and then as well as designing your own character seemed like a lot of fun. And if anybody wanted to wear that some may say that it's not a whole lot of fun, it's just too complicated, because you got to draw the face, and it's hard to draw the face look, and it's hard to and then plus being able to do different things. So let's just say if you actually draw the body right here, and then you would allow that body to change directions and give it a different background, and maybe give it some glitter, source of look, like the clothes, and as well as, because Mickey Mouse right here, this character design right here, looks like that he's, jogging or dressed to play football or something like that. So you got these, the way I drew these characters right here is almost like that, maybe if they're at a dance party or something like that. But, do you think that would look good for a nightlight? But, and then you have right here is this character right here. I'm sure some of us have seen, for the Not For Sale. And so it just seems like at the time that while you're working on something, that somebody's going to want to buy something from you. And so it seems like a lot of times that while you're working on something, and you say that, oh, okay, is that a picture or is that a painting or some sort? But But really, though, that whenever I was working on these, I was also thinking about if I want to go ahead and draw an example right here of maybe say Mickey Mouse sleeping, or if it's Mickey Mouse just laying on the bed right there, and then you have right here's a few other Mickey Mouse characters right here, the Mickey Mouse family. So when we think about this and think about having an account, though, that how many of us would say that designs for sale. So it seems like a lot of time, if you're going to have an account, and what's the best ways of how to describe to our children about having an account, and you can maybe say is to where that well, it's like having a wallet. Whenever you have a wallet, the certain items that you got to keep in there, and for your own protection, keep them in there and making sure that you use it properly. And it seems like a lot of times too that nowadays that you have to be at least over the age of 13, just to have an account. And how many of us will maybe think that that the Happy Meals over at McDonald's and maybe over at Burger King too, that a lot of times that you don't have to be a certain age just to be able to get a Happy Meal in your toy, or get a special kids order or something like that. But still, though, but these Disney characters right here, though, that it seems like, made up, huh? I'm like, it's like the first thing that I maybe wanted to where that whenever I design a character is to where that, did I make this up, or is it really real? What I mean by real is to where that, people think more of your designing work, and they're like, say that, oh, I know a little bit more what you mean, if you understand a little bit more what I mean. But this is the source of stuff that I can remember back whenever I was a kid, that a lot of the Disney stuff, that your parents would buy maybe a cute little outfit, or maybe a pair of shoes, if it fits you just fine, and they might buy it for you at the store if it's your size. But still, though, that activity books, remember working those activity books, and I can remember having a lot of fun with it, like the source of activity books that involved with the drawing and then the painting, compared to just putting the stickers on. And so it seems like that if anybody wants us to where that, why would anybody want to buy that? I say, why would I want to put anything up for sale? But if anybody wants that, the Curios orders, that is that stuff up for sale yet? But I'm like, really, that what I'm mainly trying to talk about here is that the Disney for 2018 here is that with these characters designs, that there was a part of the book that talked about that go ahead and design your own character. Here's a spot to where that if you for an activity book, to where to test your mind, do you have an idea for what character, and then so it's kind of seems like it's kind of like a test, right? To where that after you get done reading a story about Mickey Mouse and then a few other characters, and then you would be asked to go ahead, and if you feel like it, to where to give your your mind the ability to where to design your own character. So I know a lot of times I was into a lot of that stuff. If it was building stuff and maybe doing freehand sketches, that was my source of stuff. And compared to working the stickers and all that. But on the other hand, that was like with top up for made up. But really, so far as designs for sale, for anybody who wanted to know that okay, which ones? But I'm like, well, really, that just want to make sure that let everybody know, if you're going to be designing a character in particular, then knowing about what they're going to look like, and then what are their names, and then you decide to do a little bit of changing and adjustments to these sketches here. So this right here, don't even look like, it looks a little bit like Mickey Mouse, but the way I design them is to where that make them look like characters. And with these characters, if anybody wants to say, characters maybe that will be used for those special night lights, or maybe for lamps, or anything particular like that. But still, though, that with anything about what you call Disney, though, that you say for create the character, to make them presented to the audiences, and more like what the audience is going to probably think that, that looks pretty neat looking, actually. But anyway, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.